What were you never told me, what were the topics you had written down? Let's get into your topics first.
Okay, so Giselle already called it out.
What?
Because she reminded me.
The
she
story?
said nobody's forgetting about the tampon story.
Yes!
So I feel like I should just say it. But I'm just going to do a warning in the beginning that it's going to be talking about
Yes, this is something...
things that might make your stomach
turn.
And
this is the main reason why we did not want to
warning.
talk about it, because this is something that no
It's
one
kind
really
of
wants to talk about.
TMI.
So you don't have, it's very TMI. But
So if you don't
Adam
like
talked
it-
about it on the, and also before Adam talked about it on the Jumper Show,
He kept it low-key. He
I
didn't
told
say
Adam the
anything.
story because obviously he's my
And
boss.
I said that it was okay for you to say it.
Yeah, and you exactly.
'Cause
You
it
told me it
was
was okay
fine
to
in
say
the
it.
end.
And I had to explain why I was late. I was just gonna tell them like, oh, something happened with Rylee. She'll tell you if she wants, but something happened with Rylee.
But I was like laughing after like the whole situation happened. I was like, I can't wait for Josh to hear why you're late.
yeah.
So I gave Yuri the okay to say it.
Well, let me just tell my perspective of the beginning of the morning
No,
first,
let me tell
and then
the-
and then you'll get into it. But can I just say that every morning Rylee wakes up before me, and then I stay in bed all comfy and I chill for like another hour because Rylee takes forever to get ready, and I'll just be chilling in bed or whatever. And then this morning, like every morning, Rylee gets out of bed, goes to the bathroom, and I'm just chilling in bed. And then all of a sudden, like I already fall asleep again, and then Rylee like wakes me up. She's like, "Oh my God, Yuri, I'm gonna die! I'm dying right now!" And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like waking up, tripping out, like what's going on? And then she's explaining to me that this thing happened where she.
Okay, let me explain my side of the
you
story.
Don't be
okay?
too detailed though, just for the people who don't want to hear too
So,
much.
I'm just going to say that it was the beginning of my menstrual cycle.
Okay.
My time of the month.
Oh, this feels too am I already.
Whatever. My period. Fuck it.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, so the night prior, I had put a tampon in. Trigger warning. Sorry, guys. And I went to sleep. And I woke up at like 5 minutes before my alarm for work in a fright because I was like, oh my God, I fell asleep with my tampon in. I'm scared that I was gonna like oversleep and like get toxic shock syndrome, which is like a thing.
Yeah,
so
I
woke
I
up
didn't know.
in a sweat.
Wait. I didn't know about this, but for all the guys out there, if you keep a tampon in for too long, it can make you die. Like it builds up this like toxic shit in your body that makes you die. Basically, I didn't know about this. I don't even know anything about this shit. And then she explained this to me in the morning, like I'm dying because of this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
So, anyways, I woke up like at 6:45 in the morning, and I was like, oh my God. Like I like went to go take my tampon out, and I was like trying to pull on it and it would not come out. And I was like, oh my God, I have a tampon stuck inside of me. Like I'm gonna fucking die. Like the string is not helping
can
me.
I just say that Rylee was not like, oh my God, Yuri, I'm gonna die. She was like,
I was like, I only have 2 hours
she
to
was
live.
hysterically crying, telling me like, I'm gonna die right now. And I'm just like telling her, like, to be honest.
No, I told him I only have 2 hours to live.
Yeah, you said I only have 2 hours to live, and we're already at the TMI point. I was telling Rylee, I was like, relax, just fucking relax. I was like, lay down on your back. I'll dig in there and look for it. And she was so in his like a hysteric mood that like I could not calm her down. Right?
I was like, no, I need medical attention. I don't even want to try this right now. Like, I'm at this point where I just need to go see a fucking doctor.
We both have to go to work, and
I know.
And this is like in my head, it's like people always think that the doctor will fix everything, but it's like a lot of things are just plain and simple. Something's stuck, you got to take it out.
And then when we get to the point of where we get to the emergency room, we're gonna tell people how crazy it is when you have a fucking emergency.
Wait, this happens at 7 a.m. I text Josh. I'm like, hey, Josh, I'm going to be late to work today.
I text my boss.
Or I might not even be able to come in because Rylee's having an emergency. Josh is like, what happened? Is she okay? Did the cat attack her? Because we just got a new cat. And I was like, no, the cat didn't attack her. I can't tell you what happened, but she's in trouble and we're going to go figure it out. And that's all I said. And I said, I'm going to be late for sure.
So we're like trying to figure out because we don't have insurance and stuff. But I do have Kaiser and I'm still on like my Kaiser plan. But I only have it in Northern California, and like it's a different system in Southern California.
I already told you that it does not make a difference, but you found out it doesn't.
But it is like you still do have to register and stuff.
Oh yeah, as this
Southern California.
Yeah, exactly.
So we end up driving to Kaiser, And I explained my story to the like front lady. I'm like, I have a tampon stuck in me.
And
Like
in my head, the way Rylee explained it to me is like, I have 2 hours to live. In my head, I'm like,
because it says by 8 hours, like you could get toxic shock
and then in
syndrome.
my head, I'm like, as soon as we tell these nurses what happened, they're gonna be like, let's get her to the emergency room. Let's get her out of
Yeah,
here.
I thought I was gonna be on a gurney.
Exactly. And then they're like, we're gonna need you to fill out this like
form,
fucking
and you have to do
5
this and talk to
long-ass
this.
form
Yeah.
and like all this shit. And then in my head, I'm like, she's gonna fucking die right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck your forms. And I was like kind of being at this point, I
Which I was like so like.
I'm usually not trying to be rude, but I was like so frustrated because you were telling me you're gonna die any second, and I'm telling them like she's gonna die any second. Like I don't give a fuck about these forms. Like we'll fill them out on the way. Like we'll pay whatever. Just help her. And then they were not taking it. They're like, no, you got to fill out these forms. You got to do
They're
this.
like, I
blah, blah.
understand, sir.
And then also
go stand outside.
Yeah, and then they're like, by the way, you can't even be in here.
Yeah.
You have to stand outside.
And it was freezing cold.
And I was just like,
We're in our pajamas still.
I know, we're still in our pajamas, bruh.
Anyways, we fill out the form, whatever. Everything gets handled. And so I go wait for the doctor to come and examine me. She does the full exam.
Oh god, this is the part that Adam didn't talk about. This is the detailed.
She doesn't find anything. And I say, no way, there's something in there. Like I remember, I felt it with my hands, and I tried to pull it out, and it was coming out.
Or you thought so.
Or I thought so. And so she's like, okay, well, we can order you an ultrasound if that's like what you really want. But like, I checked your whole area.
We have to pay for all this. I forgot.
Yeah, I have to check that.
Oh my god. Okay, continue.
Anyways. So I was like, yep, run it up. Like, let's do the ultrasound. Like, I need this done.
Run up Yuri's credit card. No, I'm
Come
kidding.
on, no.
I'm kidding.
Let's do it.
You had the insurance.
I have the insurance. So I wait for my ultrasound, come back to the ultrasound, have this camera shoved up in there. I got violated
If you guys
so
watched,
much.
we haven't got there yet, but if you guys watched the episode of King in the Hill where he couldn't poop for like a week, so they had to stick this long ass camera
Wait, I want to tell
inside
the
his
story.
thing, and it's the same camera.
Okay,
I was gonna
cool.
say it's the same camera from that episode.
Let's just explain the story so we can move on. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Yeah. So the camera's in there, whatever. And I'm looking on the screen trying to like see if I can see anything, but she's like looking at me, looking at the screen. And so I ask her, I'm like, I keep saying like, sorry guys.
You ask her,
I was
is
like,
there anything in there?
Yeah, I asked her if anything was in there, and she's like, I can't explain that to you. Like, I'm not a doctor, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Which I understand
I
because
get
I've dealt
that,
with
but
that
it's like-
before. There's people who are hired literally just to take the picture and they don't know anything about the picture.
I get it.
So
I get it.
That's how that
I get
is.
it. So I didn't go off on her or anything, but I was just like, damn, I wish you would just tell me something. And so after that, I was getting nervous, so I went to the bathroom and I tried to feel for it again. I couldn't, I was still feeling it, so that's why I was like tripping out. And then I'm waiting in the waiting room. I was there for like 5 hours. I was there for a long
I had
time.
time to go home,
Feed
roll
our
a
cats.
spliff, feed our cats, and like smoke. And I was worried the whole time, but there's nothing I can do. I can't wait in there. And the most I can do is wait in the parking lot, which is like I might as well just go home. Like we're not that far from home.
So then after the ultrasound, the nurse calls me, gets me, and he was just like, the ultrasound, like they found something. And I was like, thank God I fucking listened to my gut.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's when you called me. You're
That's
like,
when I called you. I
you're
was like,
I
babe,
knew
like
it.
they found something.
And I was
fucking knew it.
Fuck, it's been in there for like hours
I know.
already.
I was like, oh my God, I'm getting surgery right now. I'm gonna have emergency surgery.
That's what I thought. I was like, what is the doctor gonna have to do at this point? Like, it's serious. Like,
And so I was like freaking out. And then I'm in that room and I'm just thinking about all these people who have been getting sick and like not having their people with them, you know? Like
and
just
they
how
pass
scary
away.
it
We were
is.
talking about this last time. How people pass away and they can't have anyone near them, so they just die by themselves, basically.
And it's
nowadays.
like I'm in there for like a stupid ass situation, but it's like thinking about that was just like making me super emotional and stuff. The lady comes back in, she's like, I'm gonna do another exam. The OB gave me some techniques to find it. I'm gonna try my best. If I can't find it again, like I'm gonna have him come down and he's gonna look. So she does.
How did he explain to her a technique within 10 minutes? Like,
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Anyway,
Okay.
she examines it again, and nothing was found, of course. So then he comes down like 30 minutes later, does the exam, and he was pretty much saying nothing's in there.
So at this point, 3 different people and a camera have.
Yeah. And he just said, I'm pretty
Entered.
confident with my search and nothing's in there. He's like, I hate to say it, but maybe you were just thinking about it too much and you thought you were feeling
And honestly,
something.
can I just say, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I remember.
And I know I know I'm a freak out.
That night when you fell asleep, I stayed up that night playing either Rust or Zelda or some shit like that. But I was up that night until 2 or 3 in the morning playing a video game. And I remember in the middle of the night, you woke up to use the restroom. So I remember telling you, like, hey, I think when you use the restroom in the middle of the night, you might have disposed of it and don't even remember it. Because sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't even remember what you did.
And I don't remember that I woke up in the middle of the night.
So I was telling you did wake up in the middle of the night. That's probably what happened. You were like, no, I know something's in there, blah, blah. But
dude, that's crazy, though, that my mind was fucking with me that much. Every time I went up there, I thought I was feeling a fucking tampon.
Long story short,
There was no tampon in there. And I spent my whole day there.
And Adam was just like...
And I was violated by 3 different people.
Adam was like, is this a valid enough excuse for your employee to come in late? Is that his...
You're my support... You're my emotional
I thought you were going to die. Like, in my mind,
I really thought
like...
I was going to die, too. And then that's what I asked the last doctor. I was like, so what are you talking about? You found something on the ultrasound.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the thing is, they said it might be something.
He was like, they always have a lot of mix-ups with those, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
So basically, that's
Anyways,
what happened.
that's what happened.
Story.
That was the full story.
Rylee's
Ended
alive
up
and
not
well.
having anything stuck inside me. But that's what I thought happened.
And now we're going to have to pay for an ultrasound and all this
3
other...
different doctors.
3 different... Oh, my God, dude. Like, that's the opposite of prostitution. You're paying some...
Shut up. Ew. Why would you ever compare it to that?
I'm sorry.
Really? No shame, actually.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, that's it. That was the story. And I feel like that's a valid excuse to come in late. I thought you were going to die.
I thought I was going to die, too.
Yeah. You were scaring me. I was like,
I
bro.
called my boss, too. I was like, Rachel.
Did you tell her why?
Yes, and she started laughing.
Oh, my God.
She's like, Rylee. She's like, I've heard of things happening like that.
I've never heard of that in my life. I didn't
even
like. It's maybe because I'm a guy, but I've never heard of even worrying about that.
People have had sex with their tampons in.
Guys have it easy.
I know.
We don't have to do shit.
For real.
We just like go to sleep. We don't have to bleed ever. You know. Sometimes my balls get itchy, but that's about it. That's about as deep as my complications get with being a man, I think.
Well, that's the infamous tampon story.